Hey everybody, it's Jason Creel and you're watching The Lawn Care Life. Today I'm going to give you an update on my yard. Some of you that follow me regularly know that my yard's kind of a restoration project. So I really just sort of wiped it out this winter, hopefully leaving a little bit of the Bermuda grass that was there. And now we're into early March, so I want to give you an update, just kind of my overall property and the renovation that we're doing here to try to fix my lawn and the property. So let's check it out. I'm gonna talk as I walk here, but ignore the toys. I'm not picking them up for a video. Anyway, so here's the yard overall. Now we sit down a little bit low on this property, so we get a little bit of water, and we've had a very wet winter and the ground's just saturated. But I want to show you, what I'm trying to accomplish on the yard. Again, you can see kind of that bank's got a lot of green on it, and that's probably what the whole yard would look at like. And that's not green as in nice, thick, healthy grass. That's just a bunch of nasty stuff growing in the yard, green. So when you compare that with the yard, and I know some of you that watch this regularly have seen this, you see there is some green in here. I mean, there's weeds. I got weeds. There's chickweed and whatever, hairy bittercress and a bunch of other stuff in the yard, and that's okay, because I'm gonna kind of tell you my strategy on the yard, and this is from some advice I've been given, and love to hear y'all's thoughts in the comments as well. But let's check out and let me show you what I am a little bit excited about, because I've actually seen some grass, the kind of grass I actually want in the yard. Now you got to look for it because there's not just to be honest, not an overwhelming lot of it in the yard. All right, so let me show you what I'm looking at, and you may not be as excited about this as I am, and I'm not overly excited, but I do see some Bermuda grass here. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And there is some, little shoots of Bermuda, and this is all over the yard, not in every area, but I see enough of it to give me some hope that when I fertilize this grass, it's gonna really grow aggressively. Now here's what we decided to do, and like I said, this is from some advice. I was kind of going back and forth whether to do a pre-emergent this spring or no pre-emergent, or what should I do. And in general, it's very helpful to put a pre-emergent out. Let me show you some more Bermuda. See those little green shoots coming up here? I mean, that's Bermuda grass, so that's kind of what I'm going for. And there's some here that gives me some hope. So this is going to start filling in pretty soon, I think, when we get warmer weather. Like I said, we were down in the 20s last night, so it's not ideal conditions to grow Bermuda grass right now. But I decided to not do a pre-emergent on this, and I usually, when I spray the pre-emergent, got a post-emergent in there with it to kill the weeds. So I mean, there's weeds all over the yard. I'm not really worried about those, to be honest with you. This is something we talk about a lot with customers. When you're doing weed control, there's always a balance between the health of the turf and then controlling weeds. And so if you continue to spray weeds, sometimes you're doing a disservice to the health of the turf. But if you don't spray weeds, then sometimes you got so many weeds it hurts the turf. And there's a balance there, okay? And what I'm trying to do in this particular lawn, if you say, okay, I've got weeds, but also have not near enough grass. So which of those two is a bigger problem? Well, in my opinion, it's that I don't have enough grass. So with the pre-emergent, what happens is when you spray that, it can really hinder the rooting and the spreading of the Bermuda. So I'm gonna just forego the pre-emergent early in the year, which means I may have some other weeds to deal with during the summer. I would feel pretty strongly that I will, but I can deal with those later on. What I want to see is try to get as much Bermuda grass to grow as possible. So I'm going to probably wait another month or so before putting the initial fertilizer on this grass, see if we can't get the Bermuda going, and then just continue to heavily put fertilizer on it, try to grow as much as possible. And then what I might also do as the warmer weather comes, I'll see, do I have some really large areas that have virtually no Bermuda grass in it, and I might actually try seeding those areas with some Bermuda grass seed. Now that wouldn't work so well if I put out a pre-emergent, because it would hinder it from germinating, and it just wouldn't work. So Anyway, that's kind of my thoughts overall. Let me show you a couple other things we've got going on the property, and love to hear your thoughts on what we got going on. All right, so we did rip up I had some humongous azaleas over here. You might have saw that where we ripped those up. I've got some loropetalums and 2 knockout roses over here. That's not going to be enough to make this look decent. But what I'm kind of thinking about doing is coming out from here and sort of coming out to a point, maybe a teardrop shape, instead of just coming straight across and making a box, maybe making an oval looking shape that comes to a point, you know, maybe, I don't know, somewhere right here. Let me see if I can draw it out with the hose here and see what I make it look like. Okay, it's gonna be better, straighter lines than that, but you see the blue hose, ignore the part over on the right. But, you know, basically have it come across right here and then come out to a point and then go back, but, you know, nice, even, straighter lines, round circles looking shapes, and not that awkward looking crooked stuff that the hose is now. But anyway, just still trying to decide on the plants. I want sort of a feature plant out here on the point, and maybe a tree. I mean, I would like a nice Japanese maple or something like that. But if y'all have any other suggestions, you know, a lot of times I do like, I'm not a landscaper, but I do those arborvitaes and stuff on the corners, and I like those. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking something a little bit different out here. Just maybe leaning toward a tree. But you know, I might use some loropetalums. I need some more, maybe across the back, and then I don't know what I'll put in the front. But if y'all got any suggestions, any landscapers, y'all can give me some advice on that. All right, other than that, I still got to get a lot of stuff cut down. Got to get rid of this. There is like a really big climbing rose in here that I would like to keep, but it's just all grown up in this jungle. You see, that's a rose leaf right there, but it's just all in here. I'm gonna probably cut that down. And then we did go visit this Amish community recently. I bought this big martin birdhouse that I really like, and I don't know if I'll get any martins, but I think maybe get some birds to live in that. And you see all this mulch. So we had a forestry mulcher do this back in the fall. Some of that's starting to decompose, which is a good thing. Still got a lot of land to clear out. My dad came over and helped me build this swing set for the kid. I got 4 kids, so it works out good. Got a little chicken coop, hopefully gonna get some chickens at some point. Got a well on the property, need to get that up and running. Got a little fire pit, bird baths and deer feeder. Anyway, got a lot of stuff going on and trying to kind of transform the property to look, my son's roll tide football, trying to transform the property to, you know, be what I want it to be and make it look nicer. That was just a really ugly tree that we cut down, but I got these huge crepe myrtles on the property. We built a swing over here by the creek. My wife told me she wants it facing the creek. I think it looks better away from the creek. Anyway, I don't know. I don't have my back to everything, but I do like the sound of the water. So that's it today. Just want to give you an update on the property. Want to keep you updated on the Bermuda so that, you know, hopefully several months from now when it's looking pretty good, you can sort of see where we started at and the overall course of the property. The landscaping, hopefully I can get that done in the next month or so. If you got any advice on plants to use for that, I'd love to hear from you in that. For some reason, when they did the gravel driveway, you know, they stopped right here. You can see obviously lots of dirt and mud, and when it rains, this is really bad and not good. So I'm working on getting some gravel brought in, hopefully just make a big parking area over here where we can, you know, if we have people over or whatever, we'll have room to park. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Creel. I wanted to show you the yard because hopefully in a few months it's gonna look a lot different, and so if you're able to kind of follow along the journey, you'll see the progress, and we'll talk about the steps along the way. If you haven't done so, go and subscribe to the channel. Check out the other videos on the channel. I'll talk to you guys later, and give me your advice on the landscape and the yard. Let me hear from you. What do you think I need to do? I love hearing from you in the comments. Talk to you later. Bye.